Yo guys, what's going on? Got some BT7 gameplay as well as a deck profile for you guys. So I've put together a kind of Dorugoramon deck, like this black deck here featuring Dorugoramon and then all the X-Antibody cards like in his evolution line. And I think this deck is like really fun. I'm not sure like how competitive it'll be. I guess we'll just have to see once BT7 comes out. But it is a whole lot of fun and it actually offers some really cool control aspects that some black decks have just been lacking in previous formats. So for the DigiEggs, Dorugoramon is one of the new ones. He's really cool because basically whenever you place a Digivolution card under him, you get to draw a card, which is just super nice because you are doing that quite a bit in this deck. That's kind of the gimmick of this deck with like Dorugoramon here, who when Digivolving, you can put a black card with X-Antibody and its type underneath this Digimon stack. And then if you do, it can be deleted by card effects and its DB can be reduced, which I'll get to that, but that's like actually a really insane effect. I love that effect so much. But basically you'll be putting stuff underneath the stack with that, as well as your boss monster here, who first of all gains like 1000 DP for each X-Antibody card in his stack, but then also whenever you place something, like you can attack and then once per turn place a card with X-Antibody and then delete 2 Digimon your opponent controls with a play cost less than or equal to the number of cards that he has underneath them. So usually if you have like your regular full stack, he'll have 4, but then if you like attack, use his effect, you'll have 5, and then you can delete 2 5 costs or lower, which is really sick, especially late game, because they can kind of just steamroll. Like if you just have a really big stack, you can delete like a bunch of really powerful stuff. So that's really cool. But so Dorugoramon just helps you replace those cards, and then you got your main searcher here, Dorugoramon, who again like revolves around that gimmick where if you place something underneath them, you gain a memory, so that's also really fantastic. And then on play, you get to reveal 3 cards, and then you add 1 X-Antibody and then 1 Koto Dogomoto card from your those cards to your hands, and that guy is the tamer down here. He's really fantastic because first of all, he's a memory tamer, and then of course you reveal the top 4 whenever you play him, and then add 1 X-Antibody. So it just helps with consistency. The fact that Dorugoramon can search Kota and Kota can search like basically the whole rest of the deck is just so nice, especially because you do need the pieces to like resolve this dude's effect, and it just makes it much more consistent. So then I'm also playing Dorugoramon here. This is the promo one where if this Digimon's black with 13,000 or more, it gains security attack +1. It's really easy to get Dorugoramon up to that threshold because he's already 11,000. He gains 1,000 for each X-Antibody. So if he's got 2 underneath him, he's already at that 13,000. So then you can, check an extra card with Dorugoramon, and then Dorugoramon also helps him get another security attack +1 because while this Digimon has X-Antibody in this type, which Dorugoramon as well as Alphamon both do have, then he'll get another security check. So it's really nice that you can like kind of swing with this guy, kill some stuff, and then check like 3 cards with it, and he also can get just really big. So that is also nice. And then of course I'm also playing Grumblemon here because he's basically just the Agunimon for the deck because you are playing your 4 copies of Kota here. So that's really nice, just being able to do like a hybrid finisher is cool. And then Dorugoramon? Yeah, Dorugoramon's really cool because during your opponent's turn, you can become a blocker if you control another X-Antibody, or if this dude has an X-Antibody in his Digivolution cards, he gains blocker. So it's really nice just having like that ability. And then also he has this other effect during all turns. If the Digimon has an X-Antibody, which again both your level 6s do have, it just gains 1,000 during both players' turns, so that can stack, help him push up to 13,000 for Dorugoramon, just beat over lots of pesky things. And of course you got Dark Tyrannomon, your 1 cost blocker. Gogmamon again is really cool because he has that similar like all turns +1,000, but then also you can just like Digiburst 1 and boost him really big. So this guy by himself can actually get really big, so it's kind of cool. People don't expect it, but yeah, just getting your dude really big. And then Alphamon, of course, because he's an X-Antibody, and then he has a really fantastic security effect. And then, of course, just because basically he's searchable, and then he just kind of coincides with the lore, because I believe in the movie Digimon X Evolution, I guess spoiler alert for that, Dorumon actually evolves into Alphamon, so these guys can kind of evolve from like the same like evolution line, which is kind of cool. But then, and then also for your level 7s, I'm playing Zord Defeat. mainly because he's just another security effect, but also I don't know. I don't think Millenniumon would be super good in this deck. Maybe it would be pretty decent. I mean, he is a really good card. Millenniumon I can see as regular Zwart. I really don't like that much if you're not like playing Mega Digimon Fusion, but so I just decided on Zwart defeat. But if you do have any like other level 7s maybe you think are better, you can go ahead and let me know in the comments. And then also playing Pride Memory Boost. I really like this card. Reveal the top 3 cards, and then you may play a black with a 4 cost of less. So, and then of course it's got the delay effect. So you can just play this, reveal top 3 cards of your deck, and then just summon any one of like these cards, any one of your rookies from those reveal pile to your hand, to the field straight up, which is really cool. And then Brave Metal here, which is like your Gaia Force kind of. You delete something with a 6 cost or less, but if you've got if you got Dorugoramon, because he has to have X-Antibody and 5 or more materials, which is like, I mean, you're not getting 5 materials on Alphamon unless maybe you resolved Dorugoramon's effect or something. But basically, if you got Dorugoramon with 5 materials, you can kill anything that doesn't have X-Antibody. So it becomes a 5 cost Gaia Force, which is cool. But I don't think it's like so insanely good that I would play more than a couple copies. But anyways, yeah, that is the deck profile, guys. So let's go ahead and get into some gameplay and check it out in action. Alright, so I just got one short game for you guys here, but my opponent is going to start. He is playing a yellow hybrid deck, which maybe you can't tell by now, since he just hard played it, Magna Angemon, but he is playing kind of like that version of Shine Greymon with like the Zephyrmon and the Kazemon and stuff like that. So it's a really cool version of yellow hybrid. I'm going to go ahead and just Digivolve my Toy Agumon as well as Dark Tyrannomon, and then play my Kota for 4, revealing the top 4 cards in my deck, adding an X-Antibody. So you see the Dorugoramon there, and then the rest are going to go to the bottom of the deck. So I think I'm already off to a pretty good start. Basically, the only thing I'm missing here is my boss monster. So I was debating here whether I should go for Dorugoramon, but I'm just going to play the Dorugoramon for 3. And then reveal top 3, trying to dig for a level 6, and I get the Alphamon, so that is really nice. Leaving my opponent with 1 memory. I'm going to start with 3 next turn, so I can probably just go Dorugoramon and go straight into Alphamon after that. So that's really nice. Alphamon is a really strong level 6, but he just doesn't like do too much by himself. Like he can get like kind of big in DP, and like you can gain memory and stuff, so that's cool, but I still think Dorugoramon is probably just the better one in this deck. So my opponent is going to play the TK Ankari to pass his turn, and I'm going to start bringing out my Digimon and then go Dorugoramon. Use the effect when Digivolving, put an X-Antibody underneath him to prevent his DP from being reduced, and then he also can be deleted by card effects. I'm going to then draw a card off of the Dorugoramon, effectively just replacing the card I used for his effect, which is really nice. Finally drew into the Dorugoramon, and then going to evolve him for 3, and I can just evolve him for 3, like no fear of him dying. There's not going to be a Wyvern's Breath coming down, or like a Shine Greymon, or anything that can really threaten him, because he is 12,000 right now during my opponent's turn, because he's got one of the inherited effects, like the very bottom one. But anyways, my opponent is going to Digivolve in the breeding area, evolves into the Kazemon there, who just has the effect of a Gundamon and BT4 Lobomon, where you can basically just evolve on top of a Tamer for free, and then is going to go into Zephyrmon, who is able to evolve onto a level 3 for a 3 cost, or a 4 for a 1 cost, which is really cool. And then he is just going to play a Kari to pass his turn. I'm going to start with 3 because of my Memory Tamer, just Digivolve into the Tsunorizumon, and at this point I think I'm doing really nice, so I'm going to go ahead swing with the Dorugoramon, use his effect to place a Digimon underneath his materials that is X-Antibody, so the Alphamon does actually count for X-Antibody there. So then, now that I've got, I believe, 6 Digimon underneath his stack, I can kill up to 2 6 cost or lower Digimon on my opponent's side of the field, and once you know, Magna Angemon is a 6 cost. He's also going to check 2 cards because of the Dorugoramon as well, and his attack is like 15,000 or something like that, so there's not really a chance he's going to die in security. And then after that, I'm just going to evolve into the Dorugoramon for 2, and then he will become a blocker during my opponent's turn because I do have the X-Antibody Digimon on my side of the field. And then I'm going to debate going into Dark Tyrannomon, but I'm just going to pass turn, giving my opponent 3 by playing the Pride Memory Boost, revealing top 3 cards, and then playing the Toy Agumon from amongst those straight to the field. The rest go to the trash. So that is really cool. And then the following turn, I can just send it to the trash and then gain 2 memory from the delay effect. Now my opponent will start his turn with 5 because of the TK and Kari there, who says, I believe it's if your opponent has more security than you do, you basically just get to get +2 at the end of the or at the start of the turn. So then he's going to bring out the Zephyrmon there, and then we could see something like a Shine Greymon here, but it just wouldn't be super impactful. That's the kind of problem with the yellow hybrid support. I think like every other color like knocked it out of the park as far as the support. He's going to go into Jet Sylphimon there, who lets you recovery +1 if you evolve onto a hybrid, I believe. So that is a really, really cool one. And then she also has the effect where you can reduce her cost by 1 if you're evolving onto something with a tamer. So that effectively makes her that 1 cost level 5, which is really, really cool. And then he's going to go Magna Angemon, go back to 6 security again. And then I'm going to just unsuspend, who, by the way, I do have reboot on the Dorugoramon. So he should have been unsuspended during my opponent's unsuspend phase, but it wasn't really relevant in this matchup. So then I'm just going to go ahead, swing with his effect, and then put another Alphamon underneath them, even though he really doesn't do anything, but just being able to get all of those cards on field like underneath him, and then being able to blow up my opponent's whole field is just really fantastic. And I'm gonna, you know, draw some cards, and then potentially check, I believe just check 2 cards, yeah, check 2 cards for whatever his DP is at right now. So you can tell if this deck gets set up, it can do some really, really cool things, just controlling your opponent's board. You got stuff like the memory boost to just go, you know, do everything you want to do. You've got stuff like Brave Metal, so even if my opponent did have something like powerful on his field, I've got the Dorugoramon with like 20 materials. It almost feels like I'm playing Shoutmon with how many materials, like I'm just one stacking on my boss monster. But anyways, so I'm just going to play the Dorumon for 3 and then add the Dorugoramon to my hand, put the rest at the bottom of the deck. And at this point, I think my opponent is not going to be able to do anything because I've got double blockers. I've got now a Dorugoramon who cannot, you know, be deleted by card effects or have his DP reduced. And then I'm just going to draw some cards off of the Dorugoramon there. And then go into another copy of Dorugoramon. So got 2 boss monsters. Even if he outs one, yeah, I still got the other one that he's got to deal with. He got a blocker on field, as well as just 5 Digimon. Is just really, really crazy. So I don't think there's really anything he can do outside of maybe something like an Ultimate Flare or something. He's going to play a copy of Zoe Orimoto, who is a really, really cool card. But again, the yellow tamers and like the yellow hybrid support from set 7 is just like not that good. They like, I mean, they boost your security, so they got like that starter deck TK effect. I think Zoe boosts something like 3,000 if you have it underneath, but it's just like not that good. So versus like a lot of the other ones, like Koichi lets you like draw, discard a card. Takuya and like Koji are just like really good with Magna and Emperor. So that I don't know, like the yellow hybrid support just does not feel like amazing, although it is really fun. So I'm just going to be able to swing and then just, you know, hit him a bunch of times, and then that is going to be game. Most likely he's going to run into a TK and unfortunately add a Valderarm off the TK, and then you don't recover because the add is mandatory, and then I'm just going to swing him for game. It was going to be game anyways. But guys, that's going to be the video. If you did enjoy, go ahead and let me know down in the comments below. Thank you guys so much for watching, and I will see you guys next time.